Welcome into 5 Wide for props and locks in NFL Week 12. Had a bit of a hiatus last week. We were out actually for a college football road trip, so we're having a video vlog coming out on the OwnersBox Sports YouTube channel very soon. If you haven't had the chance to follow us there, please do. We got some awesome content coming there. But we're back for 3 of my favorite NFL picks. I got 2 player props and a side for Week 12. Been an awesome season, hitting over 60% on the plays here on the YouTube channel. If you guys are looking for more, you can also drop me a follow on Twitter, and we're also live on Sundays on the OwnersBox Sports Twitch account, previewing every single game too. Let's get into my 3 favorite plays for Sunday. First up, need you to be quiet about this one. Don't tell your friends. Let's just bet this one together because, man, it has some sneaky underlying numbers. I love Derrick Henry over 15.5 rushing attempts against the Carolina Panthers. Now, had to pay a little bit of juice for this play. I got this one in early. If it does move to 16.5 at your book, I would still bet it at 16.5. I'd bet it up to 17.5. I'd bet it up to two spots higher than what I've locked this in at, but should still be out at 15.5 at some places as well. Why I love this. So the Titans find themselves as 3.5 home favorites against the Panthers. And so I looked into Derrick Henry's numbers in games that he has won in his career. Dating back to 2021, he has gone over this number of 15.5 rushing attempts in every single game the Titans have won dating back to the beginning of the 2021 season. Now, am I guaranteeing that the Titans win this game? No. I do like the matchup they have in this one. They should be able to run the ball effectively, and that's why I love this player prop, because running the football is definitely the way to beat this Panthers team and beat this Panthers defense. They're 28th in opponent EPA per rush. They're giving up 4.3 yards per carry, which is 24th in the league. I definitely see Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff leaning on Henry, who they haven't leaned on the last couple of weeks in their losses because games have not been in the script to be able to give them the ball as much as they have in seasons or in games past. Here's the perfect spot, because this team has been brutal against the run all season, and the Titans definitely like to run the football as it is already, and in a plus matchup to do so, I definitely expect the volume to be high because the pass defense for Carolina is actually a pretty serviceable unit. They're giving up just 6.6 yards per pass attempt, which is actually 8th in the NFL, and they rank 16th in opponent EPA per rush, so they're more middle of the road. The very far and away, the weakness of the defense is how they've been against the run, so I think Henry can take advantage in a big way. I like his rushing yards for sure, but I like the attempts even more. With a potential positive game script, he should see significant volume here. So go get those over 15.5 rushing attempts for Derrick Henry. My second play, a team that treated me very well last week. I'm going back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This time they're road underdogs of just under a field goal. Was hoping I could get this at 3, but all the books are listing this at 2.5. So I'm still comfortable with the 2.5. I'd like them to win this game quite a bit. Love the matchup for their defense. It is perfect. So the Bucs defense, if you know, coached by Todd Bowles, love to blitz. 38% of plays they're blitzing opposing quarterbacks. That's the third highest rate in the league. So, of course, if I'm looking at that, let's see how Gardner Minshew's been against the blitz. Well, it's been terrible. It's been really, really bad. So he ranks 26th in completion percentage at 59.8%. He's averaging just 5.1 yards per attempt, which is 33rd out of, I believe, 35 qualified QBs. His turnover-worthy play rate as well, 5.2%, which is 34th, which is second most in the league. And his three interceptions that he has is the 5th most in the league. So he's turning the ball over. He's not very efficient in his completing very many of his passes very efficiently, and he's not generating much in terms of downfield yardage against the blitz. So love what the defense can do. You're talking about what they traditionally like to do defensively. And then as well, you have a team that blitzes and can defend the pass well because of that and how Minshew plays, but they're just naturally one of the best run defenses in the league and have been the last number of seasons. They're just giving up just 3.7 yards per rush attempt, which is 3rd in the league, and they're 4th in opponent EPA per rush. So they have an answer for Jonathan Taylor, which I think the thing right now that the Colts want to lean on Taylor and his legs. I think they struggle to do that here, and I think Minshew will struggle throwing the football. So I really like what the defense has in terms of answers there, and I think that gives them a great chance to win this game. When I look at the Colts too, defensively, when I'm looking at the Bucs, I'm looking for games that, if they could run the ball effectively, it really gives the offense a boost because they haven't run it effectively all year. The Colts in the bottom, well beyond the bottom half, 20th in the league in opponent EPA per rush. We've got that offensive talent with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin that I think it wins out here in a spot where a Colts team that really lacks talent in their secondary. The pass rush will be the difference maker for the Colts if they can win this game. But I really like the Bucs here, so I'm going to take them and get the couple of points on the road. And my final play for Sunday, I'm going to Jerome Ford of the Cleveland Browns over 47.5 rushing yards. So volume has been really good for Ford in recent weeks. The last 3 games, he's averaging 16.3 carries per game. Great volume. And there is no better team that we've got a running back who gets great volume to get a defense that absolutely stinks against the run, regardless of the opponent. We saw James Cook run it super effectively against this defense. We saw Latavius Murray run it super effectively against this defense. They're 31st in opponent EPA per rush, so second to last. And they're giving up 5.5 yards per carry, which is dead last. The next closest team is giving up 5 yards per carry, so a full half yard more than the second worst team. So an excellent opportunity with the volume to be able to generate production from it. Like even with 10 carries, I think Ford can clear this number based on the Broncos season average. And I think you're going to be seeing him closer to, that 12 to 16 range, because we've got a Browns team that now with Dorian Thompson-Robinson at quarterback can't really lean on their passing game as much as they'd like to. And I don't think you should, because the Broncos passing defense is actually pretty good, whereas the run defense has been terrible. And what I like as well is the Browns defense will have, I think, a ton of answers for the Broncos offense and really stifle them. That's going to lead to some opportunities for the game to be in that neutral script. I like the Browns as well to win this game and get into that positive game script, because the Broncos aren't going to score many points. Denver allowing the third highest pressure rate in the league. So we're talking about one of the worst in the league when it comes to pass protection, and fifth highest sack rate. So you've got a Cleveland defense with Myles Garrett, with Zadarius Smith, with Dalvin Tomlinson, all those guys in the front four that can get after the quarterback. I think Russ is going to be in some major trouble there. And Cleveland's been great against the run. They're the number one defense in opponent EPA per rush. So I like what the defense can do to keep them in this game, keep us in a script where Ford's going to get the ball. And that volume, I think, should continue for Ford. And even if it doesn't, even if he doesn't see 15 carries in this game, if he gets 10, I'm good with that too. Definitely think he can clear it, because Denver's given up the second highest explosive play rate on the year. So love Jerome Ford, over 47.5 rushing yards. Okay, those are my 3 favorite plays for week 12 of the NFL season on Sunday. Been a loaded week with Thursday Night Football, Friday football as well. But we will get to you guys again next week with more plays. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you got some value from some of this advice here, would really appreciate it if you did hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, so I know to keep getting this content out to you guys. And we will see you on the next one.